Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is a special day. It's called Good Friday, and I'm gonna be playing some Air Royale while we're doing this. So, oh shoot, oh my gosh, all right, nice, epic. And I'm with some Phil person here, and he's actually pretty darn good. But yeah, I just decided I would pitch on it now. Good Friday was the day Jesus was sent to the cross. And this is some good information, guys, so you definitely want to hear this. Keep the video. Like, don't turn it off. It's important. Trust me. Oh my gosh. Whoa! So, and only, guys, by the way, only one thing gets me crying, and it's, seeing Jesus suffer, like in movies or anything. I don't know if talking about it will make me, so I'm sorry if I tear up. It just, like, that's literally the one thing that actually gets me crying. That's, like, literally the only thing. And, so, yeah, brace yourselves. But yeah, this is very good information, so stay tuned. So, the reason Jesus had to go do this for mankind, had to suffer and die, is because, of course, every person has done something that they shouldn't do. It's called sin, disobeying God and stuff. So, that means we need to have eternal separation from God if we're sinful, because God can't be around sin. Which means not being able to go to heaven, not being able to be with God, and having to go to a place called hell where you burn forever. But don't fret, guys, because God made a way, a very easy way, that is, to get to heaven, and to remove our sins from us, like to make us like not be guilty anymore. So we won't need the eternal punishment of sin, which is of course hell. So listen up. This is important. So Jesus was, of course, the Son of God. Of course, God is. It's kind of complicated, but God is three persons, three people in one, but one God. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, it's kind of hard to understand for our human minds because we don't have the mind of God. We don't understand everything completely. But yeah, he's three people in one. I'm trying to juke this guy when I can. Oh gosh, he's so good. But, so Jesus, of course, was born in Bethlehem. He was born as a child, Mary. We're so dead. And we did pretty good for just one point. But yeah. And he started his ministry when he was about 30. He never sinned. He was perfect. Because back in those days, people would have to sacrifice like a lamb on like an altar, as for forgiveness for their sins. But of course, that was temporary. It didn't work very well, ultimately. So Jesus is basically the ultimate sacrifice, per se. So when he was 33 when he had to die on the cross. And it was actually pretty sad because, of course, he had 12 disciples. I don't know why I said 7. That was kind of weird. But and they were Peter. Some of them were Peter, and John, and Judas was one of them as well. I mean, I don't remember all of their names, but yeah, I'm not the perfect preacher. No one is, to be honest. It's imperfect. So yeah. But so Jesus one day was having supper, food with his disciples, and then he said, one of you is going to betray me. All the disciples asked, like, is it I? Is it I? Is it I? Like, am I going to betray you? And then Jesus said, the person that I break this bread with and give it to, will betray me. And it was Judas. And then a little background. So there are these religious leaders called the Pharisees who basically were supposed to guide the people in the ways of God. Now, Jesus was kind of giving them a new way, and the religious leaders were kind of like threatened by that. And so they're like, what is this? And like they wanted like authority and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't believe Jesus was the Messiah. They thought he was doing something called blasphemy, saying you're God when you're really not. But the thing is, Jesus, he was God. He wasn't kidding. He wasn't lying. But a little something called the Passover was coming up, and they didn't want Jesus, so they wanted to kill him. They wanted to get rid of Jesus, and but a little something called the Passover was happening. So you're so dead right now. Each person has one plane. We can't die again. But so they kind of wanted them dead. So the Pharisees talked to Judas. Before the supper, and they asked him, hey, if you wanna, you know Jesus, right? Yeah. We'll give you 30 pieces of silver if you'll betray him. And then I think he agreed. So Jesus knows everything, of course. And when he gave the bread to Judas, like he knew that Judas was going to betray him. But when he gave the bread to Judas, he said, "Go and do what you're going to do quickly." And the Bible says, at that moment, the devil entered Judas. So the devil literally went inside of Judas and it's part of the reason that he betrayed Jesus. Okay, so yeah, that's not good. So Judas then went to the Pharisees and was like, "I'm in," and he said that, and then they said, "All right, help us get Jesus," and then he was like, "All right, I'll let you'll know who he is. He's gonna be the person I kiss." So one more. So yes, let's go. Let me dance real fast. Hold on. So thank you, Lord, for the victory. By the way. Also, so then after the supper, Jesus and his disciples often met at this one place called the Garden of Gethsemane. Now, the Garden of Gethsemane was a garden, and it was like where olives were grown. So olives are like, you know, they have oil inside of them, and people in Bible times use them for a lot of different things. Then he and I
was just playing with him, dude.
And his disciple and his sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to mute this guy because I need to preach. Nothing personal, just business. But then Judas, of course, knew that the disciples often met there. And so he thought, maybe he'll be there. So and he was right. His disciples, so Jesus and his disciples, now 11 because Judas betrayed. What is this guy doing? Oh, going for the gold. And but you can't drive. What are you doing? He just died. Okay, yeah, I'm driving this point. So, yeah. So Jesus went to pray, and he was like literally so scared he was like sweating drops of blood, and that's like a condition. Like it's literally like a medical condition where like you're so stressed that your blood vessels in your head rupture, and you start to like sweat blood. It's like a real condition, and Jesus had it. He was so stressed. I don't blame him. He was about to get crucified, and he knew it. So his disciples, of course, it's like, I don't know, like 3 a.m. in the night, and so they were like falling asleep, and Jesus was like, "Come on, you can't watch this with me, please. I'm about to get crucified here." Well, he was not those exact words. He was just like, "Can you not watch with me for at least 1 hour?" Yeah, they kept falling asleep, and Jesus was praying, and he said, "Lord, if it's possible, take this cup from me, but your will be done." Basically, what that meant is, if it's possible, please don't let me be crucified. If there's any other way I can save the world without getting crucified, please let me do that. But if it is the only way, I'm willing. And of course that was the only way to save the world. So, I mean, I mean, Jesus knows everything, and he was still asking a question that he already knew. Because that's how stressed he was, and I would be too if I were him. What's that? He just like swooped in and just been like, psh, hit that tree somehow. But oh my gosh, please don't use the gun. How is that even possible? They can't do that much damage. It's not possible. This guy is not doing his duty very well. Okay. Okay. So Jesus, of course, was praying very, very hard. I don't blame him. And then, of course, Judas came with a bunch of like soldiers, with a bunch of soldiers that the Pharisees brought with him, and of course, Judas said he would show who is Jesus by the kiss. So show the soldiers who is Jesus by a kiss. So Judas went up to Jesus and said, hi God, and then kissed him, or like, hi Lord, or not Lord, Rabbi, because he was the only one that called him Rabbi, and all the other disciples called him Lord. So I mean, Judas just thought he was like a teacher, not like, he didn't really believe that he was the Son of God. So yeah, he was willing to betray him, which is sad. But yeah, then Jesus said to Judas, "Do you really betray the Son of Man with a kiss?" And of course, Jesus called himself the Son of Man. I don't really understand the name, but that's just what he called himself. I guess I'll understand when I get to heaven. But of course, God has many names and stuff. So So then, of course, the soldiers came. What? Okay, yeah, he can't drive. That's dead. That's a dead plane for sure. And so then the soldiers grabbed him, and then all of a sudden all the other disciples. Did you really just jump off the darn plane? Really? So then like Peter tried to defend Jesus. He grabbed a sword and cut off one of the soldiers' ear. But then was Jesus like, hey, Peter, he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. It's like Jesus knew that he had to get crucified to save the world. He wanted to save the world, so he was willing to take those the beating and crucifixion. I'm about to cry right now, just thinking about it. All that craziness for us, fallen man. That's how much he loves us. Isn't that crazy? And Jesus also said there is no greater love than for a man to lay down his life for a friend. And that's definitely what Jesus did. No greater love than God's. And of course Jesus is God, so Jesus is too. There is no greater love. I am attempting not to cry right now. But that's literally the only thing that gets me crying. Oh my gosh, no. Or this. But no greater love. So of course then Peter listened and put his sword down. And Jesus was taken to be put on trial before in the house of the high priest. I'm gonna die now. Wow. No, I don't like this. Then I was, I guess. Stole it. Whoa. Oh my gosh, no. Okay. And, so Jesus was taken to the house of the high priest, and they were false witnesses that were there lying about him. Like, and misinterpreting what he said, like, I will, bring down the temple and, rebuild it in 3 days. Of course, Jesus is talking about his own body, and, not the temple itself. He talks in, metaphorical ways. But hey, it makes sense. And, and they also, of course, accused him of blasphemy, which is, saying you're God when you're really not. And, of course, he was really God. That's the thing. He was God. He did say he was God, but the thing is, he was God. He didn't, but, they didn't believe that, so they thought it was blasphemy. And, God can't blaspheme, because he is God. They just didn't know he was. We're about to die. But, that's unfortunate that they didn't believe. In the end, it's fortunate, because he saved us, but it's not fortunate for him at all. But God loved us so much, and don't worry, he rose again after he died, trust me. And, he came back to life, don't worry. So, then, they said, and, like, as they accused him, Jesus just, like, stayed quiet, and then the high priest said to him, are you, okay, let's get over with this, are you or are you not the Son of God? And he said, I am he. Or, I am, actually, I think he said. And I am is basically, back then, is the title for God. Because in the book of Exodus, God says to Moses, like, Moses is, who should I call you? What, like, if I say, to the, Israelites, like, because, of course, he was trying to get them out of slavery, God sent me, and they asked, what God? What is the name of the God? Because of course people believed in a lot of gods back then, like the Egyptians believed in many gods, And then God said, tell them that I am sent me. Like, sent you, I mean. Sent you. Like, he was talking to Moses. Like, so, I am is the name of the Lord. So, I am was the ultimate form of blasphemy back then. If you said I am, or I am, like, that would be blasphemy, like, well, meaning your God, and he said, like, and you will see me standing on the throne, or sitting on the throne of grace, or something. I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like that. You know, I'm not an expert, but I do know. I'll tell you all I know about Jesus. Oh, this is a GG. This is a GG right here. 2v1, 2 plane versus 1 plane. We're gonna win again. Thank the Lord. So then the high priest tore his robe and said, "You hear his blasphemy. What do you say?" And then he said, "Put him to death." Wait, what? I'm confused. This isn't supposed. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, another victory. Thank the Lord for that. But, the high priest and, like, all the other people in the house said, crucify him. And, oh, I got a party invite from Espeon. Play some creative with her. One of my good friends. So, then they, sent him to, they beat him and spit on him and all that kind of stuff. And, let me explain to Espeon what I'm doing real fast. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Yeah, I'm making a video right now. It's on you know, it's Good Friday today. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm making a video on Good Friday. I'm, you know, telling about what happened. I'm recording right now. So, I guess we'll do the Hunger Games while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I literally just finished it.
Nice. I just got your party invite. I got 2 wins.
Where's it?
Yeah, do you want to do this or do you want to do Air Royale?
I guess while we're waiting, we can do Air Royale.
Alright.
It's wrong.
Alright, so, yeah. So, Jesus, was, sent to, because they wanted, the Pharisees wanted Jesus to get put to death by the cross, because they could only stone him. And so, and the only people that, because the Jews could only stone, but since they're only the Romans could put to death by the cross. So,
I'm gonna change my headset real quick.
Alright.
Because this one you can hear everything
Alright.
out of. So, we'll be right back.
Alright. So, yeah, Jesus, was sent to, like, one of the Roman governor named, Pontius Pilate. And, he was, like, put on trial there. And, so Pilate, you know, interrogated him, and, he found, and, like, of course, he didn't find any fault in him, because he was innocent. He was 100% innocent in the first place. And then, he was put to death anyway, which is, well, but, not yet, though. So, and he
controller to die.
your controller died?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
It does that every time. I'm like, ugh.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, Jesus was then, like, so then all the people that were, like, the jury were like, don't release him! Crucify him! And then Pilate was like, but he's innocent! And then they're like, crucify him, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to chastise him, which means like punish him, and then I'll release him. And so he basically had him whipped with this horrible thing called a cat of nine tails.
Seriously.
I know you hate flying.
It's
Yeah, I'll drive.
yeet.
Alright, yeet. So,
I'm gonna yeet out of here.
yeah. So,
Please, minigun this time.
yeah, let's hope. So, then, he was whipped by this thing called the Cat of Nine Tails, and it was a crazy whip,
No.
darn it. Why do I always go for the gold straight away? It doesn't work.
And
But
the first, oh my God.
it had, like, 9, like, strands of, like, whip off of it, and it was basically, it was used to, like, because it had, like, on each of, like, the strands, it had, like, like,
Try
pieces
it.
of metal or glass inside of it, and it would be used to, darn it, rip the flesh and muscle out of the victim. Oh my gosh, I can barely move. We need to get out of here. I don't even know how they damaged us that fast.
Oh my gosh. Ah.
We'll try to get out of here. Well, this is some luck. The game hates us today. Then,
Yeah.
and they use it on Jesus like 30 times or 39. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. That's
Seriously.
some luck. Gives us absolutely nothing.
Driving the plane.
And yeah, it was horrible.
Why do I do that?
But so then they whipped him, and then the soldiers were stupid enough to put make a crown out of like some 9-inch long
Why
thorns.
abusing?
I know, right? Out of like literally 9-inch long thorns. Put it on top of his head and put like a scarlet robe around him and said, "Behold, the King of the Jews," and mocking him and all that kind of stuff because of course he said he was the King of the Jews. So that's very my shot's not doing damage. What the heck? Oh my gosh, he stole our kill! Well, what luck today. Fantastic. Great. They already have a minigun. They're hitting us through the wall!
Oh my gosh, where are you?
Why? So, great luck and then horrible.
Well?
This luck is ridiculous! The game hates us! Seriously, it's hating us like so much. It's literally giving us like the worst luck in the... And it's giving us the positions we don't want. Oh my gosh.
Something down out of ammo.
This is like the worst round I've ever had with this game. This is the worst game hates us. Anyway, back to Jesus. Pilate was like, alright, I've chastised him. I've beaten him. Are you happy now?
Yay.
Yes.
Finally.
And no, they still said, crucify him, crucify him. And Pilate gave him so many chances. He was like, really? You want to crucify him? He's done nothing wrong. And they just kept shouting, crucify him, crucify him. And then he was like, okay, okay. How about, like, it's, I know it's I know it's customary for you people to release a prisoner
I love this.
on Passover. So then they brought, he brought in this guy called Barabbas, who's like a murderer and a thief. Oh, I destroyed a trucker already. This is someone. Wow, I hate Epic Games. They need to die. I'm kidding.
Well,
they literally hate us, dude. They hate us so much. They just give us a bunch of garbage and then think we'll be fine. Wow. They don't have any good stuff drop in front of us. Really, that's our luck. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Wow.
That's alright.
Epic needs to fix whatever the heck's wrong with their heads. So, anyway, yeah, and they chose Barabbas to be released because they hated Jesus for no reason. Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
There's gonna be a lot of chat. So,
And then there's that awkward silence.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, sorry about all the talking in the background, guys. I can't really do anything about that.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi. So then, Jesus was, then...
that's right. I'm a sweaty socks fan.
And then he was like, what should I do with Jesus
That doesn't mean
then?
you're good.
Crucify him, which means
Yeah,
put him on the
it's
cross.
not
I mean,
good.
Yeah,
those
you're
people
telling the person who just got a victory royale. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna,
Wait,
Oh, I
you're-
didn't?
I'm gonna turn the volume down. So, Jesus, and and then they're like, are you sure? And then they were like, crucify him! Just kept shouting, crucify him, because they're dumb. And then, Pilate was like, okay, I don't want to riot, so, I'm gonna wash my hands, because as a symbolism, as I am innocent of his blood. This is you guys. This is you guys. This is you people. Like he was like basically telling the Jewish people, this is on your hands, not mine. You're killing him. So then they made like a cross, and then they made him carry a huge cross, huge wooden, over 100-pound cross, and and then where are we dropping? And then they made him carry his cross all the way while they were whipping him. Which is just stupid. I mean, come on. How is a person that's already been whipped like 39 times with the cat of nine tails supposed to carry a over 100-pound cross while he's being whipped in the back and like over like miles and miles and miles? That's not even possible. I was talking about like what they said. Okay. Just like when I said it, that's impossible. Okay. Because they said you can. I'm gonna go to Spawn Island. I was like, you can't. That's impossible. All right. Anyway, so it was impossible for Jesus, without using his like godly powers. Of course, because God has ultimate power. But as a human, he was unable to do anything because I have a mini for someone, and then he was all right. He was so badly wounded that he couldn't even carry the cross. So they had to get this. That's how much they beat him. So they had to get this other guy that was in the crowd. I forgot what his name was, but oof. So then F in chat. If once I'm near you guys, I'll do the emote. Yeah, there is a severe thunderstorm and a tornado warning here. Let's hope the tornado, or not warning. No, not warning. I'm sorry. No, watch. Not warning. But yeah. So then yeah, and they finally made it, and then they did worse stuff. They put him on the cross and they pounded nails into his wrist. or hand. I know it's either the wrist or the hand, which is ridiculous. I mean, come on, really? I mean, imagine having a 9-inch long metal nail be pounded into your wrist. Just imagine how painful that would be. Or hand, or like palm of your hand or the wrist. I know it's either one of those two, but it's ridiculous that they're doing that much to Jesus. I mean, poor Jesus. F in chat. Can we have an F in the chat for or not in the chat, in the comments for Jesus. Everyone put F in the comment. Put F in the comments for Jesus. Press F to pay respects. But please. But so yeah, and then he was hoisted up onto the cross after they nailed his wrist / hands and his feet together, pouring blood out of them even, not it. And I got a mini for you too. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Alright, sorry about that, guys. And then he was hoisted up onto the cross, and he had to pull himself up just to breathe, because the way he was on the cross, he couldn't breathe. He literally could not breathe very well, like at all, because he had to hoist himself up on the darn holes in his hands, use the nails that were still inside of his hands to hoist himself up onto the cross, like a little bit more up, to get a breath of air, and then go back down so he wouldn't be screaming from pain. Also his back was still like destroyed by the whip. Oh my gosh, my friends are like screaming about like Pokemon and stuff. Thank goodness I muted my chat, or not my the video, like the game chat, the game or the computer sound. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so then Jesus, yeah.
Are you more of a Sega person or a Nintendo?
Nintendo, 100%.
Wow. Why? That was
Why do you like Sega?
because it's Sega. Sonic is my childhood in a nutshell. Okay.
Yeah, can I have a second though? I'm making a video on I'm making a video on my YouTube channel for Good Friday. Can I continue, please?
How did I forget that?
Because people were screaming about Pokemon. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's called JC Ultra Boss if you want to check it out. Yeah, I'm not talking that much because I'm making the video. But while I'm playing, but yeah. No. But yeah, I'll talk more after the video's over, please. Alright, I'm on my way. So then, yeah, and also, not to mention, his back was still ripped apart by the whip, the cat of nine tails. I'm on my way. But, oh my gosh, yo! I just got lasered. Why are they on me when I'm on? I'll try to throw some clingers in. Those clingers are mine. Oh my gosh, I just got lasered through the wall. For no reason. Alright, hold on, guys. Oh, shoot. Above us! And below. Ah! I shot him for no damage. Wow, I shot him for no damage in the head. Bro. I can't even get any kills anymore. I'm so glitchy, dude. Like, I find it really hard to get kills because I keep getting shots in the head for 0. It's ridiculous. It's really hard for me to get kills anymore. That's how broken this game is. It's so retarded. So, anyway, yeah, then Jesus, also, of course, because it was like a sacrifice for, like, the sins of the world, he had to suffer, like, because, of course, God can't be near any sin. So, he had to, literally have to, like, be separated from God. He's been with God for all eternity, and then all of a sudden he's separated from God, and like, he's like, Father, why have you forsaken me? Because, like, it's insane. You've been with God forever, and then all of a sudden, whoop, you're not with him anymore. And, with the Father, I mean, because all the sins of the world, past, present, and future, were all coming into him. Which is horrible. So, I mean, for him. But that was like the sacrifice for the sin. Oh my gosh, I hate it when that happens. My friend has that all the time. But, yeah, so, then, they're all mocking him while he was on the cross, too. So, and just think about this. Just think about, like, the splinters that he'll have from having, like, from a wooden cross. That's also, his back is still ripped up from the Cat of Nine Tails. And then also, finally, he just dies because, and it says, "It is finished." Okay, but then but don't worry, he rose again later. But that is for Easter. I'll get more details on that on Easter. So I will see you guys in the next video. Sorry for all those interruptions. But we're all good. We're good. So yeah, if you want more on Jesus and his death and resurrection, go to okay, just join the creative. I don't even know. So then, it's in I think in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the books of the Bible, and it's in I think Matthew 21, Mark, somewhere like late in Mark. I'm not an absolute expert, but I'll tell you all I know. Luke around 20, I believe, and John 20. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.